Hey folks, morning here from the SR. I guess I'm going to post a second video today. We've had some torrential rainfall again overnight and this morning. I'm going to take a little walk up here and see what the damage to the driveway is. Now remember, our driveway is half a mile long. We're at the back of the property here. So let's go for a little walk. Dogs are going to be mad at me because I'm making them stay in the yard, but I don't feel like cleaning up muddy dogs. So there's a shot of the garden, what it looks like. Go down this way. Looks like the cows are out eating. They're going to be moving over to the next area this coming weekend. So here's what we got flowing down through here. We've got basically a wet weather creek up through there. There is a spring up there that does feed into that, but usually that spring water doesn't make it all the way down here. This is our drainage ditch alongside the driveway, I guess you'd say. There is a berm between it and the driveway, but the pond also drains into this one. Usually there's a small water flow coming down it all year long, but you can see there's pretty good water flow coming down it right now. Here's what it looks on the other side, and that wraps up down through there and then goes around behind the house, so about 50 yards behind the house. It has gotten out of the banks back there, but never gotten up to the house. And we've had some pretty bad rains. So let's walk on down through here and take a look, see what's going on. There's Rosie up here. She's on this side of the berm down next to the hot wire, eating some of this good grass here. She's gonna take off away from me. The two young heifers are just starting to get their horns in. You can take a look there, see there. So, and they've grown quite a bit since we first got them back in March. We walked down through here. I'd like to cut a lot of these cedars down and cut the rest of the cedars down here off of this berm. Open that up a little bit. Eventually, out here where the cows are grazing, it's all going to be a little bit of hayfield. So the cows will be moving over to this section this weekend. I'm doing a 30-day graze out here. They'll get this, plus what's up above in the woods there. I was just going to give them this, but we've got so much heat coming in that I figured I'd leave the gate open over there where there's going to be a gate up into there so they get up into them trees. This area here is a swamp. There is a spring out in the middle of that. This area right here is wet year-round. Middle of the drought, this is wet out in the middle. Get a tractor stuck, ask me how I know. So as you can see, we've got some water flow down the driveway. We do need to trench in a ditch along this side. I think it would help. Just a small ditch even. Get this water off the drive. Get it so it's not washing the drive out here. But we're going to see how bad the drive washed out when we get up here to the hill going up. The bad thing about all this rain is you're going to see here in a little bit my cane. Cane's coming up good. All the way down through here. but it needs cultivated. You can see all the grass standing out in there. It definitely needs cultivated. And now it's too wet to get that done. It was too wet yesterday to get it done. I was hoping for it to dry a little bit. It's standing water out in there. I'm not too worried about it. I was initially, but this is like the third time we've had rain leave water standing here. From here to that tree with the vine growing up on it, I want to clear all this out and get this plowed up and add that to my sorghum patch, so we'll be growing even more sorghum. All of this along here we're going to clean out. There is a creek back in there. It's basically fed by the overflow from the neighbor's pond, which he's got a spring-fed pond, so there's water standing in there all the time. I haven't noticed it flowing all the time. Right in here, this is kind of an open area that's next to our big ditch. You can see right there where big ditch is. Right there is where the overflow water out of the pond comes in, up in through there. So the pond's flowing pretty good. We've had plenty of water. I don't know how much. My rain gauge, I unfortunately discovered this spring that I had left it the wrong side up during the winter, and it froze and broke, and I haven't replaced it yet. So let's mosey on up here and see what this driveway looks like. As you can see, this is a nice peaceful place. We're back in off the beaten path. Like I said, half a mile down this driveway to get to our place. And we still got good water flowing through here. Now right in here it washed out really bad this last time. I got the 190 down here. That big tractor that I was working on a fuel problem, and back drug this and filled it back in, and that come out pretty nice. Now there's a big culvert right here, goes under the drive from about there to over here, and it's full of rock. It's essentially not a culvert, serves no purpose. So we're not going to worry too much about clearing it out because the ditch is over here. What we do have a little bit of a problem with is this. This is ate out the edge of the driveway. We need to clean that up down there and dig out a little over there to convince the water flow to stay over to that side a bit. I don't think it's going to come over this way too much more. There's a lot of bedrock, well, a lot of big limestone rock down in there. It'll take a long time to wear that, but if water gets high enough, it starts eating at these top layers, and it will eat out into this driveway. So we're going to have to do something with this. My guess is I'm going to pour a concrete wall from about there all the way up to there to keep that water on the other side. You see that gate post? This is not our property line, but the previous owner had put a fence up through there. I don't know why. Property line's not much beyond that. It's just right here. So you can see it's not too awful bad. We've been clearing down along this fence line here, and we'll start clearing the fence line over here after we get this one done. Checking the fences, make sure they're in good shape. I know there's some places up in there that we do need to do some work on, and I know over here we pretty much need to replace the whole fence. So I'm gonna stop this video, and when we get up to the places where it washes really bad, I'll click the video back on. All right, guys, this is a steeper part of the driveway. This is where we start to see some really bad washing. You really can't dig that ditch out any deeper because of that bedrock there. We could dig it wider, and we can go, over that way towards the fence, make it a little wider, which is probably what we're going to end up doing. The problem is up here, and there was a deer up there just a little bit ago, and I didn't turn the video on soon enough to grab it. I saw it up there and I thought, now I know I counted all 4 of my cows. How'd the cow get up here ahead of me? So that's another reason why we'll keep those cows close during deer season this year, because they do look so much like the coloration of a deer, just minus the white tail. So we're coming up on the spot here that is probably the worst. Water running down that drive. Ditches do need cleaned. That's pretty obvious. You see all that that's washed in there. We're starting to get down on this drive where you see the base rock that's underneath the gravel that's been put in here over the years, and we're just gonna have to get this fixed. I don't have equipment big enough to handle this. You probably can't see the damage very well here, but it starts right up there and washes all the way down through here, and I'm just gonna have to have it fixed. Had a contractor come out and look a little over a week ago. He said he gave me a price it cost just to grade it, and I asked him what it'd take to fix it right. He said you need to clean the ditches out and probably haul some clay in and build it back up. So I asked him to give me an estimate for that. Still haven't heard from him, so I may be looking for a different contractor. This is from almost the top of the hill looking back towards the property. As you can see, it is quite a hike. Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of an update on what we're seeing. Supposed to have more storms coming this afternoon, all weekend. Hopefully it doesn't wash that driveway completely out. We're gonna have to do something with it. This contractor that I've called, he's the one that fixed this ditch, but he kind of ghosted me when it come to fixing the pond. And I later found out, he was going through some tough personal times, so I give him the benefit of the doubt. Called him, come and look at this driveway, but I don't know. I may contact a fella that did do the pond and see if he can do anything with the driveway. Till next time, folks, I wish you all well.